Hello, happy St. Patrick's Day. In honor of St. Patrick's Day, I want to talk about how to go green because it's so easy to go green, as Kermit the Frog would say. He would say it's not always easy being green, but I think it's easy being green. So I want to share with you some tips on how to go green. Now, going green has two meanings, right? It can be clean for, more for health reasons, and then also going green is good for the environment. So, what better thing to talk about on St. Patrick's Day than going green? How can we clean up things, make it better for the environment as well as for our health? Because there's definitely synergy there. However, not all the ways of going green for the environment are necessarily good for our health, and not all the ways of going just good for our health are good for the environment. So it's interesting. There's not always a parallel on that one, synergy on that one. So, but what I want you to really think about are all the, in particular, because I'm a naturopathic physician and I'm talking a lot about hormonal balance. I want to talk specifically about. I want to start by talking about what might be in your environment that you could clean up that's going to impact your health. Because when you help reduce those kind of chemicals that are harmful for your health, reduce the use of those in your environment, you're also helping the planet. So that is a way that they do run and synergistically is when you clean up these endocrine disrupting chemicals in particular, well, also carcinogenic ingredients, all kinds of things that might be in your personal care products, in your cleaning products, in things that you bring in your home, also things in your food and your water. It's surprising how many different chemicals there are out there in our environment they're exposed to on a day-to-day basis that are harming our health. And I've been talking about this since I was in naturopathic medical school 22 years ago. I've been talking about this. Unfortunately, the problem hasn't gotten any better. There are just more and more chemicals being produced, and more of the ones that maybe even were banned, but they still continue to exist in our environment that we're continuing to get exposed to. So I don't want to focus on the bad part. I want to focus on the part where the things that we can do things about. So that's what I want to talk with you about. What do you have control over so that you can reduce toxins in your environment that will also help make a difference on the planet as well? So let's talk about your home and what you have in your home, because that's one of the biggest places you have control over. You don't necessarily have control over your work environment. If you work for another company, if you work at home, then like I do, that makes it easier. But if you don't have control over your work environment, or you live in a busy city and you have to live there, and so you're exposed to toxins outdoors and things, you don't have a lot of control over that. But you do have control over what you bring in your home. Now, if you have roommates, other family members that live with you might need to talk with them about these things. But if you take charge on it, most people love the idea of it because it's good for their health. So, what are some of the things that we bring into our home that make the biggest difference? One of the things that makes the biggest difference in both the environment and our health are the amount of plastics that we use in everywhere. So start thinking about all the different plastic containers and plastics that you're using. And they can be very convenient, they can be really great, but what are ways that we can kind of reduce the use of them, like plastic water bottles? Can you start using a reusable water bottle? There are plenty of them out there, some really cool ones out there. So that's an easy one. Using a stainless steel or glass, reusable ceramic, reusable water bottle. That's an easy one. Bags, trying to bring your own bags now that we're able to bring bags back into grocery stores in most places. We can do that. Some places they don't even have plastic bags anymore, which is amazing. Another one that might you might not really think about that much are plastic straws. Plastic straws, you drink through them. They're endocrine disrupting chemicals in plastic. So the moment that any water, any food, anything that goes into your body or on your body touches plastic, it can create issues within your body. So straws are another one. They're just one of those things we just don't need straws. We don't, especially plastic ones. There are reusable ones. There's bamboo. There's metal ones. All of those. So think about those, as well as what do you store your food in? And now this is actually a big one, because when your food sits in something, and especially if you put it in the microwave and you heat it up, the plastics leach into the food, the liquids and the food that's sitting in the plastic. And that actually, these endocrine disrupting, these hormone disrupting chemicals can get into your food. Okay, so for those of you wondering, what are endocrine disrupting chemicals anyway? If you haven't heard me talk about them, these are hormone disrupting chemicals. What happens with these group of chemicals, and these are now well researched, is that they actually bind to our hormone receptors, and this impacts everyone: men, women, children, all ages, everyone. So this is all of us. And so they bind to hormone receptors and they actually alter the way that hormones can work in our body, and they can actually mimic hormones. So our body is thinking that it has estrogen when it doesn't, or all these other hormone disrupting chemicals. So they've been associated with thyroid disease, with infertility, with early menopause, early puberty, early, problems with um, breast cancer, prostate cancer, all these different hormone related issues. And there are many. That's why I'm doing a whole docu-series on hormones, and the Hormones Health and Harmony docu-series is coming soon. So May 10th is when that's coming out. We'll talk more about these endocrine disrupting chemicals, but today we're talking about going green. So let's focus on that. So plastics are one that you really want to reduce as much as possible. Now, I know it's not always easy to avoid them entirely. I do know people that are completely plastic free. It's quite a lifestyle, but it does exist. But I'm not saying you have to give up all plastic. Just trying to reduce the places, especially with the foods and drinks that you're consuming. If you can swap those out and use, like when you're storing food or when you're heating it up, making sure that it's in glass or ceramic, something like that. There are plenty of options out there. So those are a couple of things. Start to think about all the different plastics, saran wraps. Oh my gosh, so many people just use saran wrap mindlessly. Stop doing it. Stop and think about the impact on the environment, and also that plastic touching your food. And when the condensation, even if it's on the top and it's not touching it, the condensation of the from the food goes onto the plastic wrap, and then drips back down to your food. So that's some of that plastic's getting into your food. So stop using saran wrap or plastic wrap or all of those things. There are these really great reusable. It's like a cloth with beeswax on it, and they work so well. There are other ones that are just reusable, like they almost look like shower caps even, but you can get them in fabric. You can get different things, and they're way better. Stop using those plastics. Okay, so that's one, reducing your amount of plastics in your environment, especially around your food and water. Okay, the other thing is cleaning products. So many cleaning products, and my cleaning people were just here. And so when I have a cleaning crew that comes, periodically to clean my house, and I get buy cleaning products for them to use because I don't want them to use all of the toxic chemical laden cleaning products out there. So just so you know, and this is saves you money. If you talk about things like, oh, green living is expensive. No, actually it's not. It saves you money because vinegar, baking soda, lemon juice, vinegar, those will clean just about everything in your house. And so what we want to do is start thinking about what can you swap out with your cleaning products, because this is better for your health and it's going to be better for the environment, because what you wash into down the drain makes it into our water supply. It affects the animals that live around us. It impacts the quality of the water where you live. And so it impacts all of us. And this problem is just creating more and more problems. So let's reduce those toxic chemicals. Super easy. There's so many green cleaning products. If you don't want to make your own, or you don't want to get vinegar, maybe you don't like the smell of vinegar, there are lots of natural cleaning products out there that will clean your home. So that's another one. So plastic cleaning products. And then, I'm going to talk about personal care products because that's a big one, because it's what led me to create the Spa Doctor skincare products, going from having face products to also doing body products, because these chemicals that are in so many of our personal care products are harmful for our health and for the environment. So it's really, really important. This is one of the places that you have the most control, where you actually get to choose what you put on your body. No, people aren't forcing you to use personal care products. You're choosing your self-care routine. You can choose clean, natural ingredients. So some of the bad ones to really look out for, the first one is fragrance. Fragrance is in so many cleaning products, personal care products, and they do contain endocrine disrupting chemicals. So we want to just swap out fragrance, synthetic fragrance, for organic essential oils, or just go fragrance free. I personally like the organic essential oils. I think they're fabulous. They can also help boost your mood, but cut out these harmful ingredients. Also, things like using things like plant-based oils instead of mineral oil, and using things without these synthetic preservatives, parabens. That's going to make a difference in your health. It's also things like oxybenzone and sunscreen, these chemical sunscreen ingredients. They've actually been banned in places like Hawaii because we know that they was causing damage to the coral reefs. So now a lot of companies that make sunscreens are being actually sort of forced to, because Hawaii people are wearing a lot of sunscreen. So if you want to sell your sunscreen in places where oxybenzone and other chemical ingredients have been banned, then they have to swap out for things like zinc oxide. Zinc oxide is a way better ingredient to use in your sunscreen. It's better for you and it's better for the environment. So these are all things you can do to start going green in honor of St. Patrick's Day. Hey, it's the luck of the Irish. It's got Irish blood in me, so I got to do something to celebrate. So wanted to hop on and share these tips with you about the importance of going green. What are the things that you can start doing today to swap out? What can you swap out with your plastics, your cleaning products, your personal care products? Even if you just start with those three things, it makes a difference. And if everybody makes it just a simple change, that's going to help our planet and it's going to help our health collectively. And when we help our health collectively, it also can help reduce our costs, our cost of healthcare, and a lot of good things. So even baby steps today can make a big change if enough of us will get on board and we do it. So who's in? All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.